Hi there, Impact Igniters. It's the final day of the Impact Igniter Challenge. I'm so excited that we have come thus far. We've covered you getting clear on your vision, your goals, your signature method. We discussed also, we talked about creating your offer on Friday. And I just want to review get started on making sure that you have everything with your launch plan and your enrollment, and we'll cover that later on. So at first, we just want to go over back your coaching program offer. I share with you an example of each step of the way I've guided you through what your goals could look like. I gave an example of a program, and I showed you what your signature framework could look like, your curriculum, everything that I showed you throughout this challenge. I provide an example in that document. Just go and look at it. As you see, I think it's the second to last post I made, and you get to see exactly every step of the way how you can do it for yourself, right? Of course, if you have any questions, do feel free to ask, and I'll be more than happy to assist. So, offer creation. So, everything that we've done so far to get to this point to create your offer. So, an offer is an irresistible proposition that you're offering or motivates them to really take an action. It's something that help them to realize the value that you have to offer and what are the benefits your program can offer. And it must be something that's really attractive, relevant to them, and they are willing to pay for or take a desired result, right? It could either be filling a form, a sign up form, or making a purchase, right? It is something that it's that they are willing to take a particular action on based on the things that they really want. So your offer must be able to align with their needs or their wants, right? And they must be able to see that what you're offering or what you're providing is the gap, or hopefully that makes sense for you. All right, so there are a few things or components that are included in an offer. And if your offer is missing any of these things, it's more likely that it will not land home or it will not convert as much as it could. Of course, with any offer, there's always opportunity or room for improvement and really optimizing it for conversion. But these are the things that it must include, right? You want to be able to communicate the problem that you're solving for your clients or the thing that you're trying to help them avoid, or you're helping them to insight to help them get the results faster with less hassle, or it's helping them to avoid certain mistakes, rookie mistakes, and all that. So all of that is what they're paying you for. You're either saving them time, you help them to get there faster, for example, or you're trying to help them avoid a particular issue or the stress of doing things on their own and having to go through so many hurdles and like sometimes not getting to the point that they're looking for, right? So you help them to mitigate all those stress and all of that to get them to the solution that they're looking for, right? So you must be thinking about in what ways can I differentiate my offer? One good way is to see what your competition is offering or what persons who already have a similar niche to yours and similar target audience and offer. See what they are offering and see if there are any gaps in the market that you can fill, anything that you can provide that is missing, right? You can do so by looking at books on Amazon, doing different go read the reviews, what the customers are saying, and asking like, and ask yourself, what can I offer that is help? Of course, your pricing is super important when it comes to your offer, and you want to make sure that it's perceived as reasonable, and you want to make sure that the value that you offer exceeds the cost at least 10 times, right? Of course, your offer must have a call to action, a specific action that you want your ideal clients. So earlier, so just feel free to go through it also. And it comes to support in a community, right? You want to make sure that you highlight that you offer group support. Some people are looking for accountability, encouragement, you know, really motivation from others. So you want to highlight that element. This is what really makes group coaching very different to other offers. Like, for example, one-on-one versus group coaching is totally different. Of course, you could take them through the different steps, because like your signature method would be a particular step that you take. However, with group, it's different. It's a different dynamics, different level of support. So you want to make sure you highlight that in your offer, right? This is super important because this is why people are actually investing in your offer. It's to get results, right? Of course, some of you might have intangible offers. Some of you might have tangible ones. However, you want to make sure that you highlight what life would look like for them investing in your program. It must be able to be vivid or really real for them. For example, if you're helping them with a mindset, right? You have to say by the end of the program, you're able to show up in your job or in your life, you're able to do this or that. You're able to have more mental clarity and focus so that you can earn more. It's like you have to show like how the intangibles can be converted to tangible, right? You have to see how you can make that clear for them, right? It must be results oriented. Focus on the benefits your offer will provide for your clients, right? And I provide an example. Like if it's a fitness program, you want to focus on helping your practice, especially if you know exactly who you're looking to work. You have to make it very specific to them. So if you're working with moms to professionals, the wordings will be different when it comes to energy and confidence and health, being healthy. That will look different for everyone. So you can't just be generic because it will just fly over them. The people, you want to make sure when someone looks at your offer, they see themselves in it and they could see the evolution, what is possible for them. Right? You don't want to make an offer really generic. I see that a lot. It is really generic and not very to who they're looking to serve. I think that happens because persons try to cast a wide net to try to grab everyone to serve, but your group program should not be for any and everybody, right? Because you will lose the real person, the persons you're meant to serve. You'll lose them if you're trying to just um, cast a huge net to grab everyone you possibly serve. And what happens if you do that? Even if people do join, they will fall through the cracks, and they will not even participate or be a part of your program because they feel they can't resonate within what you're really serving. Like they don't feel like it's tailored to them as it should. So make sure that your offer is really tailored to who you're looking to serve, right? Another thing when it comes to your offers, you must be clear on what is a feature and what is a benefit for your group program offer. So some features that you can include in your group program are like weekly group coaching calls, access to online materials so that they can have, all right, I'll talk about that later. Yeah, just listen to them. Private Facebook group for accountability support, customized meal plan, and so on. These are some features bits, right? So for example, a group coaching calls can provide what this is a benefit, personalized support and accountability, which can help them stay on track and achieve their goal. That's a benefit that they're looking for, right? The feature is the group coaching calls. Um, Online course material, the benefit, that's a feature. The benefit could help them learn at their own pace, especially if people have different time zones, different time commitments. They can still go back and look at the videos and still make progress on their journey, right? Because that's another thing with group coaching programs. Even with this challenge and anything that you do online, you'll be working with a lot of people from different time zones and different commitments they have. So not everyone will be able to hop on a call. Some persons not necessarily are looking for a call. Of course, they appreciate the community um, in different levels where it's just through chat or looking at seeing what others are doing to get a sense of idea of how to go forward. So there are different ways people choose to engage in a group program, but you want to make sure you have different ways that they could have support because everybody's different, and what another client need, the other is a different thing, right? Okay, good. All right, so I provided this guide already, so you can go through it. Another example, feature versus benefit, printable worksheets and templates, and you have to like customize this. I'm just saying this, right? If you choose to mention worksheets and templates, you have to make it very specific what it'll be doing for them. What is it for, right? Good. Benefit will be hands-on approach to the program, providing a systematic way to track their progress or organize their thoughts. So you have to state how will this worksheet really help them, right? This is one thing you could do. All right. All right, some do's and don'ts. Establish your authority and your credibility. State why you're the best fit for them. Best fit to serve them. Share your expertise, your experience. So this helps to build trust and establish you as an authority in your field. Make sure you set expectations. State how long your program will be, the content and the type of support that they can expect in your program. Be super clear about this. Um, Also, do not overpromise. Make sure that you over deliver because you want to make sure that you don't make unrealistic claims and you actually can deliver on what you're offering, right? Or as I mentioned, don't ignore your competition. Go and do your research, see what is missing in the marketplace, see how you can really stand out. Of course, your signature method is one aspect making you stand out. However, seeing what is missing in the marketplace is another way to really stand out. Offering bonuses. See how you can incentivize persons to join your program. What else can you add? And I mentioned this in a previous call. What can be a bonus? So do go back and check that out if need be. And make it easy for people to join. I will talk more about this in the enrollment. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't overcomplicate things. Of course, a lot of persons don't really want to deal with the tech side of enrollment. Of course, you can have help with that. Um, However, you just want to get it streamlined. If it's help that you need, feel free to reach out. Of course, you can reach out to myself or anyone that you would like to work with, but make it really streamline everything so it makes it easy for person to invest in your program and join it. Right? Because your offer is not just a something that you provide for your clients, like say buy this or invest in this. It's an experience that you're also creating for them. Right? Make sure that you're also addressing objections that they might have in the offer, because it's super important in increasing your conversion. A lot of person might have issues with costs, but you want to make sure you highlight how this is an investment, and you can even provide payment plans or early bird discount, different things to make sure that it's a no-brainer to join your program. As with time, you can highlight where you have pre-recorded videos. Of course, when you're starting your group coaching program, you might have not have videos already, but whenever if they you state if they miss a call, a group session call, the recordings will be available. So that people say, oh, I know if I miss this, I can always have access to the information or support after on. Whether it's through office hours support at a different time, your clients know that they can reach out to you for support. So those are some stuff that you can mention. Right. With trust, as I mentioned before, state your authority, why you're a best fit, be transparent about your approach, your methodology, and if possible, if person would like to have a refund, make it known that they can have that once they've done everything that is required to get results in their program and they're not happy. Just let them know that's available to them, right? And make sure that you state who's your offer for and who isn't, right? So that they can really know if your program is a good fit for them. Right. Example of what done will look like for your group coaching program, each step of the way from goal setting all the way to what your offer will look like. I gave an example of each step of the way. So please do go look for that document. And also this presentation is also available. Go through this again in detail, right? So now I would like to go straight into your marketing plan and your enrollment process, right? So by now, you should be able to have an understanding of what you want to offer, and especially with your, I just have an idea really move forward your marketing, because a lot of persons procrastinated marketing or are held back with marketing because they're not super clear on their offers. So like they're posting content but they don't know what to offer the clients after they actually show interest, right? So I provided a template for your offer. Here's where you state the name of your program, you state what are the features or deliverables of your process, your system here, and the problem is solved, the solution, that step provides the benefits of that solution, and the activities and the tools that you will provide to help them implement this stage and successfully move on to the next stage. As I mentioned before, I provide an example of what this will look like. Please do go and check that out. And for pricing, for a beta or pilot program, the price is usually anywhere from $297 to $3,000 or more, depending on the value you're providing. And of course, when you finish your beta program or your pilot program launch, you can definitely double the price or increase it in a way that reflects the value you have, right? Of course, you can offer a payment plan, um, and there's a markup, an example of how you can make that happen. Now, your launch goals or your marketing plan. So make sure, I would love if you guys could take off as you go along. If you've qualified your clients, you've made your signature method, you outline your program curriculum outline, you created your offer, and now it's all about organizing your onboarding process for your clients, and your launch strategy must be in place. Um, you want to make sure you put down how many clients you're looking to serve, uh, your income goals, the number of warm leads you already have that you want to reach out to, the money amount of partners or venture partners that you can really reach out to, that you can stay there, um, the time in which you want to promote your program. Is it going to be a 2 week or 3 week? Uh, it depends on how warm your audience is or how you've been marketing over some time now. It depends. That determines how short or how long your program. If you have a warm audience and persons have been waiting for your program for some time now, 2 weeks is good. If you don't have such a warm audience and you need to put in some more work, of course, 3 or 4 weeks is good. You can shorten that time span, of course, if you have partners or you have an email list or anything like that. That helps to shorten your launch plan. Make sure you're clear on your enrollment date. Sometimes things don't always work out. You might have to push it back. Depends if life happens and you need to push it back. That's okay. Don't be discouraged by that. Just keep going. Make sure you know when you want to have your welcome call. And so, right? Of course, I discussed this before when it comes to your goals. And this helps you with setting what is a priority for you and how to manage your time. Now, if you have an existing audience already, which is not really not compulsory to launch your program, these are some things that you can do to invite person into your program. You can go live, do trainings, and at the end, do invite person to join your program. You can share case studies of clients that you've worked with before, highlighting like what pain points and the transformation they're able to have, so that your prospective clients can really resonate and see themselves in like being able to achieve the same results or more. Make sure you provide value, share things that really highlights or show your expertise. You can use story if you have what you're providing or the solution you're providing is something that you have experienced for yourself. You can share your story, your transformation, and also inviting them to allow you to guide them through that path for themselves. Of course, you can share a freebie is something that really shares or highlights your expertise. Make sure you ask questions. Also, there's some questions you can have. I share some examples. Every type of content that I'm sharing here, I provide examples for this inside of the VIP offer that I highlighted you guys can opt into. All these they have examples and you can know what to expect, right? Now, the marketing plan, some ways that you can fill your program are to identify what are your low hanging fruits, right? These are individuals or groups of persons who have expressed interest in your program before, or if you start mentioning your group program, they say they're interested, and then now you're finally ready to launch, you can go back and reach out to them. These can be persons from your existing network, past clients, colleagues, or individuals who have shown interest in your services before. Of course, you can do personalized outreach to these persons and really sharing what the benefits and values of your program, etc. You can utilize referrals. You can leverage your online presence by sharing long form posts or content. You can use your website. And just a note, you don't really need a website or let me just say that you don't need a website to sell your program. A simple document, a Word document just sharing your process works, right? I've sold my programs just by a document, and you've probably seen other coaches do that. So don't feel, especially for your pilot program, you don't need a website. So don't let the tech side of having a website keep you away from launching your program. You just need a document. You need if you want to use your Facebook group to manage your community, that is okay. You don't need a membership site, right? It's not needed, especially when you're now piloting your program. It's not needed. So don't let the idea of using tech and all those things intimidate you. All you will need, the only tech related thing probably is Zoom, and you've most likely been using Zoom already to do your one-on-one calls. So you can just use a document to sell your program and a link for them to make the purchase, which you probably have already used already to sell your one-on-one clients. And you need a Facebook group and Zoom. And you can even have your documents stored on Google Drive. Right? You don't need a lot to get started with your group coaching program. Don't overcomplicate things. Don't think that you need to be a techie to launch and deliver your program. All right. Of course, you can collaborate with partners, um, joint ventures, and so on to sell your program. Right. So I gave an example of how you can, let's say it was 2 or 3 weeks, how you can spread out your content along the way. Right. So these are just some tips that I'm offering. Of course, if you have strategies that have worked for you and you know that you can depend on, do so. Right. It's not a one size fit all when it comes to marketing. You have to know what works for you, what resonates with you, right? So when it comes to welcoming your clients, you want to make sure you provide them with a onboarding survey. This is optional, but highly recommended, so that you know where they're at and where they need to support the most. Make sure you provide a link for them to join your Facebook group or the course area, membership area that you'll be having your content be shared, or a messenger chat, or whatever means of communication you want to use. You make sure you provide all those stuff in a way for them to join. If you want to put in a document, that's okay, or PDF document. Of course, you want to let them know when the calls will be, and they can have that scheduled in their calendar. You can provide like a step-by-step of what they can expect in the program, some do's and don'ts, right? Ask them to download Zoom or whatever uh, platform you'll be using to do your calls. Introduce them if you have one. You can just do that in the same enrollment document. You can just create an enrollment document like a welcome letter, links to all the resources they will need. You can even state who your teams are in that same welcome document. provide a link to everything that you need, right? All right, good. And also you can say what are the first one or two kickoff tasks that you would like them to follow to get results in earliest time possible, right? Also, I provide a template for what your good coaching sessions could be like, right? Feel free to use this if you wish. For every client that you speak to, you can say their name, ask them to share their wins or celebration for the week, what are they working on, where they're feeling blocked. This is just some examples, some questions. You can customize the questions according to what is appropriate for you, what you have to offer. Right? So I provide some bonus affirmation just to keep you motivated for your program, right? Some affirmations that you can check out. Now, I will be offering a bonus call tomorrow, which will be on Zoom at 4 p.m. Eastern, and we'll just be going over everything that we've covered just to make sure that you guys have insights to be answered or any things that you're not super clear on, just working through that. And of course, if you would like to have additional support along the way, feel free to reach out to me because it's one thing for me to highlight what to do, but sometimes you might have difficulties with actually doing it for yourself. And that is normal and that's okay. And you can definitely reach out to me. Um, I would like to just mention for those who sign up for VIP, you'll be having access to the Serving and Scaling membership, which also provides ongoing support for you in getting clear on your program, refining it, and everything. Um, this is just basically helping you walk through my signature method, which is a pilot program method, which is to help you design your program, deliver it, and debrief it. So, debriefing is all about seeing how you can tweak and make it better for your next iteration of your program, right? So it's just like a cycle. Like you debrief and then there's some tweaks you need to make in the design so that you can make a better delivery of your program and you debrief and it keeps improving that way. Right. And I share with you what your coaching journey could look like. And this program pretty much guides you through that, right? As you scale your program and your business overall, helping you to put on that CEO cap and whereby you can move to work on your business versus working in your business. So we'll talk more about this tomorrow and also work a little bit more on seeing if there are any gaps or you are not clear on any step along the way with the workbook, right? And yeah, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me and I'll be more than happy to answer them. I see some comments here. Yeah, where can I find the offer template? You can definitely find it in the workbook and also in the document that I shared with you guys Friday. There's an example of how the template can be filled out. Okay? Yeah. So there's another comment stating a part of 5 to 7 people. Yeah, this is good, right? Your program, especially when you're doing your first iteration of your program, don't make it super big. No more than 10, I advise. 5 to 7 is really good. And then as you really own in on your program and the signature method and your deliverables, you can open it up to more, right? So don't try to overcomplicate things simply so you can simplify things. Thank you for the questions and the points shared. If you have any questions, please reach out to me and I'll be more than happy to help you guys. So I'll see you guys tomorrow with a bonus call, which will be on Zoom. I'll provide a link so that you can join and just to fine tune or have any questions that you have answered. So thank you so much, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh, you was on a call. Okay. I'm not sure what link you like. Oh, let me share the link to the stuff in this. When I come off here, I'm going to just leave a comment with a link to everything that you need that I mentioned in the call here. Right? So thank you so much, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye.